All right, welcome to the first edition of Collector's Mayhem, where all is welcome and anything goes. Got the
like fuck, shit, and ass on this show.
and purple dildos.
Double-ended ones, you know, like.
Oh Lord, it's already going south.
We're gonna get canceled after one season.
There's something in 5 minutes.
We're gonna get canceled after the
5
first
minutes,
season.
we didn't make it 5 seconds. I think I think the first thing I want to talk about is all these damn scalpers and how I want to beat the shit out of all of them. They're really getting on my nerves.
And that's a really good topic.
It's really getting on my nerves.
You know, the real thing, the real fucking part is that they go into stores and they buy up everything. You know, they buy up all the stock and then
They
they
get all the damn money from. How do
Yeah.
they go in there and buy everything and then have money to feed their fat asses? Because half of them are like 300 fucking pounds.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, in my experience, man, they are. They weigh 300-400 pounds, but man, they open those doors and those fuckers can run like Jesse Owens.
Yeah. Some guys, there was a show here on YouTube that showed them guys and how they did it, man. And these guys would go in like early in the morning. They would wait till the store opened, you know, and they'd be the first ones there when they put the new stock out. And for some reason, they had it worked out where they could go in and just snag all the new stock they could and then turn around and put it on eBay for sale. So, you know, it explains a lot why most of the stores don't have stock, because when they do put it out, all these guys are going in there grabbing stuff and then turning around and putting it on eBay. Because there's like a flood of Star Wars stuff out right now on eBay, and there's tons of it. And a lot of people are complaining that they aren't finding anything, and that's why, because all these guys are going in there snagging everything and putting it up online.
The thing is, also partially the freaking producer's fault, so say, I guess, Hasbro, because they don't of the desired character in a case. They never have, they never freaking will, because they know that people are going to want it, so what are they going to do? They're going to repackage it, and repackage it, and repackage it, until after X amount of time, enough people have it, they won't give a shit. So, like, say, but that's different with Star Wars and Marvel shit.
What's really stupid is exclusives, man.
Model. They'll repeat the damn figure over and over and over again. That's all they'll do. They're not going to re-release that Carnage I got again. They're not going to re-release the Black Cat I got again. They're not going to re-release that Ghost Rider. Unless they actually give him a damn bite, but we all know they're too cheap to do that. But Star Wars, they seem to be repack trigger happy, if you will, with that shit.
Yeah, in my experience, when I used to work midnights, I got off at 8:30 in the morning so I could be there when Toys R Us opened. And I can't even remember what it was now, but it was a Toys R Us exclusive. I knew when it was coming out, and I was at the store when they opened the doors. And of course, you know, there's these three guys, man, and they're huge, all three of them. You know, they're like 6'8", toting at least 400 pounds. They opened those doors, man, and those guys grabbed carts and they were gone, and I was like, what the hell? You know. Well, by the time I got back to the figures, two of the guys were already at the checkouts. And the third guy was still going through the aisles, and I got back there, and of course, what I was looking for was gone. So I turn around, and this guy's like, he's like right behind me, man, and there sits 5 of what I was looking for in the cart. And I was like, really? So I just took one. And he's like, what? He tried to stop me. Oh, hell no. I turned into Jesse Owens. I was gone.
I think you told me about that before. You told me about that
It's
before. You
ridiculous.
swiped it out of this dude's cart. You bailed ass. It's like,
Yeah, it's
That's
just
another thing, though.
it's like you're not gonna die. You clearly don't need any more food for at least 3 years. So shit.
Yeah, well, the other thing is that they're doing is exclusives, man. They shouldn't be making so many exclusives. I mean, you remember when we were young back in the days, we could go to any store and find whatever we were looking for. Remember how that used to be? You used to go into any store, you could see like Star
yeah.
Wars or whatever you're looking for. And now with the exclusives, man, you only have to go to that store, man, just to find that stuff. And it's kind of weird how they do that, man. I don't like it because exclusives mean it's limited production, and with the problems that Hasbro's having with distribution, them being so cheap, it makes it difficult to find what you're looking for. And the other way you can find it is online, and you're paying 3 times the markup for what you could have found in the store for $20.
Well, that's like take the Dollar General GI Joes for instance. Now, I didn't know about them being there. It
Yeah.
wasn't until Dollar General opened up down the road from me here, and I walked in there one day, and I found them, and I was like, well, shit. Well, then I started noticing, I was like, wait a minute, they're not in Walmart, they're not in Kmart, they're only at Dollar General. And then I found out that they were exclusive to Dollar General. And by the time I went to get, I'm still missing, I think, 2 of them. Unless I buy them online, I won't be able to get them. Because they don't carry them at Dollar General anymore. They stopped carrying them.
Yeah, they stopped
I
making
didn't know
those.
anything about them.
And see, that's another thing that's sad, man, is that, the exclusives are only available for so long, and then they get cut off. And then, of course, with the online sellers don't give a shit. They want what they want for them.
Yeah, and in all truth, I do sell on eBay, but I don't. If I sell anything, especially if if it was something hot, like if I was able to get a hold of some Star Wars figures. First of all, I'm going to check and see who all needs them on here.
Yeah.
And then if I do put them on eBay, I'm going to mark them up a couple bucks because of my gas and my time going to get them. That's one thing. But these guys charging, like I was looking the other day, the $8 figures, and they're charging $25, $30 a pop for them. Come on.
I heard that, man. See, that's what they love doing that too, man. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You're talking about figures that are supposed to be available right now. This is not like vintage or someone held on to it for a long time. No, we're talking about figures that are supposed to be available to the general public right now.
Yeah.
But you guys picked them up, and the only way we can get them now is on eBay, and of course the prices are ridiculous. So it's like, that's a forced middleman is what it is.
Uh-huh.
And like with the Star Wars game, the vintage shit's dropping.
Yeah.
Because of it.
It's like I just saw the day when All Star Wars came out on that Friday. That same day, I saw a coloring figure on eBay for $45. The same figure that you, at the time, you could got in the store for $20. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I can see making a little bit of profit helping out collectors. But these guys are, and I refuse to pay those kind of prices. I still don't own any of the 3 3/4 inch figures because I can't find them.
And what do you guys think? This is a different tangent, but what do you guys think about people that are selling on eBay action figures and stuff that are not out yet? I don't know how they got access to it, but they're selling stuff early. What do you think about that?
As MG Villain puts it, them Chinese sellers are fucking good.
Yeah, those bootleggers, man. Those are smugglers and bootleggers.
Okay.
Plus, it's also people
Any new Marvel Legends that aren't out now that
Yeah.
are on eBay,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 80% of the time they're frickin' China. They are. I've seen it. I've seen the Hobgoblin Wave. I've seen all the figures, including the figure available from this dude in China. And he started the bidding low. It's just that people went the extra mile and paid the crazy inflated price.
Are they legit though?
They are legit. They do have paint defects, though. The early releases of shit, they
Okay.
are defective. They are
Okay.
not.
Yeah, 'cause they're seconds.
Yeah, they're seconds.
See, these people that work in the factories can buy those seconds for pennies on the dollar.
Right.
But they also are told, you know, if you're selling them, you can't sell them before a certain date. Now, that date usually happens to fall before the release date here in the state.
Mm.
So that's how they're able to get it before we can.
Well, if this guy's putting it on auction, then I think that's cool. If he's putting it for a ridiculous amount, I don't think that's cool. You know what I mean?
Usually the auctions shoot up because everybody's looking at it and they're like, "Oh, this is cheap," so they jump on it, man. And next thing you know, there's like 100 people on it.
Right. But that's not really his fault. The dude's just trying to feed his family. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's not his fault. You know.
Right.
That's excusable right there. But the unexcusable stuff is when the guys come on and they put this figure, say that First Order Stormtrooper that came out as the SDC. The San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, man, they were putting that up for $150 a pop.
Oh,
when you could have $30. I mean, that was ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
And they were buying them all up and putting them up there for $100 a pop, man. And you know, there's figures that sit on there for $100 a pop. It's like, wow, I'm not paying $100 a pop when this guy's going to be out in stores 3 months from now and he's going to be all over the place.
Right.
That happened, you know.
No, that's terrible.
I will give you the good side of it is like last night I bought the Lego Ghostbusters, the bootlegs.
Mm.
I got all 4 figures for $2.76 shipped free.
Geez, that's not bad, man. That's damn good right there.
Now, most of my Lego figures, that's what they are. They're bootlegs. I have and I bought the Avengers. I've bought Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh yeah, and I bought the Ninja Turtles.
And those are all. I don't even think. You know what? I haven't seen those sets. Are those available now, or were they available at the time?
They're still available on eBay.
Okay.
And for the most part, I think some of these knockoffs are better than actual Lego because the tampos look better. They're tampoed on the front and the back. They got a lot more detail to them, but that's just my preference. My problem with Lego is the price. You know, I don't want to take money out to go get a set to put together to just get the minifigure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I don't have room for all the sets and stuff. Some people do. I know Vampire enjoys them.
not the price.
Yeah, the price is killer, man. I mean, when I was in Kroger's the other day, and I'm looking at these sets that used to be $4 and $5 are now $15 and $16.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and we all know that pennies on the dollar in those sets, you know.
Yep. There was these little mini ship sets for Star Wars. I went to a store here in town that actually sold Legos. They had nothing but Legos on their aisle, man, and they had these little tiny sets of one-man ship, those one-man ship Legos.
Yeah.
They were for like $10. I was like, what? $10? Shit. No way, man. And I mean, I used to see those things at the store back in my days. They were like $2. You know?
Yeah,
you get the little minifigure with the little ship, you know, and it just takes a few bricks and you put the ship together, and then you put the little minifigure. Man, $10, man. I was like, unbelievable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Those were like $2-3, what you were back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I have those sets. I know what you're talking about. And yeah, the ones like with the mini AT-AT, the mini Millennium Falcon comes with one minifigure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
The Scooby Doo ones, what are they running right now? You've been buying some of those, haven't you, Lampard?
No, no, no. I've been holding off, waiting for them to go on sale because I know I'm gonna get the Mystery Mansion. Oh man, that's like $100 plus set. So
That's
Oh,
like $100.
yeah, like 120, right?
Yeah, they're
And
right around 120.
Yeah, I'm debating on the Headless Horseman one. Oh man, that's yeah,
Don't get me
they're super
wrong, I think they're
expensive.
cool and stuff,
Yeah.
but we all know they don't have money in that. You know, their money's wrapped up probably in the tampos. But when you're cranking it out so many sets, it shouldn't be that expensive.
Mm-mm.
yeah, see that.
Buying that name.
Well, they've become very, very successful recently, especially after the movie was a hit. You know,
Yeah.
now it's like become like cool by everybody. So after that movie, I think the prices have gone up, and it's almost like they feel like they justify it because of the success of the film, and it's
They
become
think
so
they think
mainstream.
they're Nike.
What's up?
They think they're Nike.
Yeah, right. They're but the good thing is there's also a lot of competitors out right now that like Creo, Mega Blocks, and they're doing great. So I hope they stay in, and because anytime you get a monopoly, then that's when really bad stuff happens. So I hope these other companies keep working hard and give Lego a run for its money.
I think Creo could. I think where they went wrong, like with the Transformers line, when they first brought those out, I loved
Yeah.
the first ones because they looked like the G1 Transformers.
Yeah.
But when they came out with the second wave of those and they made it so you could either change it into the vehicle mode or have it as a robot,
Yeah.
that's where they went wrong. They should have just left them robot form because who's really going to put them in the vehicle mode?
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about a set that comes with that's made out of a minifigure. It's going to look like shit anyhow.
Sure.
It's going to look like some little kid built a car.
I
They should have gone with that.
I thought it had imagination, so I didn't mind that, but they based a lot of their stuff later on from the movie, and that was a problem, I think. Like you were saying, when they did the G1 stuff, that was cool. But instead of going into Headmasters, G2, they went into the movie stuff, which, some of us hardcore Transformer guys do not like the movie at all, any of them,
I thought the first one was all right, but the rest of them have just been.
Yeah. And then
But
the other thing, they were doing G.I. Joe, actually. Creo got into that, and that was pretty cool, too.
Yeah. Well, they did it's Creo that does the Cityville invasions. And I've got one of those little sets here. And I thought they were cool because they're what? They're like half the size of a regular Lego minifigure.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought those were really cool.
Yeah, but the head is compatible, so I like that.
Yeah.
The head's
And
the
then,
same size, it's just a body.
The Mega Block stuff, I like it because it's actually a miniature action figure. They have ball joints and.
Yeah. I've been looking at those myself.
Yeah.
And you get more for your money.
Here's the little Spider-Man, and it's got a knee joint and a little hip, and then the head turns, and then you got elbow joints, and then your shoulder joints. And they're neat little figures, man, and they actually, they don't look so much like blocks, like the Creo and the Lego.
Who was it that said that they're thinking of doing a Masters of the Universe line by Mega Bloks, right?
Mega Bloks is doing it.
So do you think that that's actually a pretty good choice because it would look less like a building block and more like
I think
an
it's
action figure?
yeah. I think that's the whole reason they decided to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look like this, even the form of this Spider-Man with the muscles and stuff, you take that head off and you put the right head on there, or hell with this one, just a little bit of repaint, you can make this into Trap Jaw.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got a nice sculpt to the body and everything. So I mean, talk about reusable bucks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's another thing when it comes to Masters of the Universe. They want something that can be, they can like pick this body style, take the head off of it, crank out 3 million of these bodies, and just put different heads on it.
Right.
And I think that's what you're going to see with that.
Yeah.
Just like the Halo stuff, I've got a couple pieces of it, and it's the same one. We're using the body.
Yeah, because they wouldn't. It's too small to put gimmicks in there, like the twisting waist for the punching action feature and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what do you guys think of action figures that have those kinds of action gimmicks on there? A lot of times it hinders the articulation. Are you guys cool with that or no?
It kills me sometimes. It depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. With Star Wars, with the Star Wars stuff, you guys haven't had too much of a problem with that, right?
No, as long as it launches for me, I'm cool with it.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry?
The new stuff, Volcanic is more knowledgeable on that than I am.
Yeah.
The new stuff, the quality's downhill on it all.
Oh man, yeah. Even you're talking about the ones with the 5 points of articulation, right? I mean, that's simple. It's like, how could you mess that up?
Yeah, anything they can mess up, they do.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really messing up on their paint apps.
Oh, I see.
Apps have been atrocious.
Well, Hasbro, their paint apps suck.
Oh, that's because they got a 5-year-old kid doing it.
Yeah.
Which may not be funny, actually.
How many of us sitting right here when you go into a store and you're looking for a certain action figure? How many of them do you pull out and look at before you take the one to buy?
I go through all of them.
Of course, that's mandatory. Yeah.
And then
this isn't the 80s. We don't have Hasbro anymore.
Yeah.
Or the old Hasbro. We don't have Kenner.
No.
You mean we
We
don't
don't
have...
have those old toy companies. The people took fucking pride in their work.
Yeah. They stopped mass production, too, so that's another thing. Mass production prevented a lot of things, right? Sloppy paint apps.
Yeah, like right there. There's a 30-some-year-old Chewbacca from Kenner.
Yeah.
The paint app get on it today as it did the day it came out.
Yeah.
I like the paint apps better on an Imagine Next figure than I see on some of the Hasbro stuff that's cost $20.
Yeah, the Imaginext stuff, it seems like they're taking their time with and they're doing it right.
Yeah.
But that is part of Hasbro, believe it or not.
I know it's a part of Hasbro, but somebody doing something right there in that company. That part of that company.
Well, the thing about that is that Hasbro never, back in the day, Hasbro never made action figures like Star Wars and stuff like that. Before G.I. Joe, they were more into like board games and things like that.
Yep.
More more children's stuff. Anyway, those Imaginext figures, the only reason why is because they're not articulated. If they had like super articulation and stuff like that, I guarantee you'd be finding just as many mistakes as Star Wars. But see, the difference between Star Wars and G.I. Joe, if you go into G.I. Joe, start looking at G.I. Joe stuff, comparing to Star Wars, G.I. Joe has been their baby. They take care of the G.I. Joes. The G.I. Joes have full super articulation. There's not very many paint-out mistakes, man. G.I. Joe has been their baby for a long time, ever since the 80s, and they just kind of, it seems like they favor G.I. Joe more than Star Wars. And I've seen it because between the years of 2000 and 2010, Star Wars was getting a lot of bad articulated figures, like with swivel elbows and stuff like that, and G.I. Joe was constant. They stayed the same. They never changed any of the, they never changed any of the articulation for those figures. They might have changed the figure molds or whatever, but they never changed the articulation. It's always been the same with G.I. Joes. Full articulation, head to toe, everything. They got ball joint hips, whatever. Most of the Star Wars stuff, you'll see sometimes ball joint hips, sometimes you won't. The swivel elbows on some figures and other stuff like that. Man, just little things like that I noticed, man, about Hasbro. They tend to favor whatever they've been with for a long time. Whatever they created is what they're going to be taking more care of, better care of. In other words,
Right.
From Star Wars, they seem to not give a shit anymore.
Yeah, but right now though, as like I wouldn't say a longtime fan of GI Joe, but I kind of feel like Transformers is now their favorite, and GI Joe has kind of been kicked to the curb compared to Transformers.
Not so much, and they've been making Transformers for a long time too. I think with them it's not.
Yeah.
I think they're when G.I. Joe, they take care of G.I. Joe, but they're gonna favor whatever's selling most right now. Pretty much.
Yeah, and because of the movies, Transformers. So yeah, I guess that's just how they are, which is not very
I
cool
don't
because
know much about Transformers because I think they've been screwing them up lately.
yeah, in our eyes, yeah, those are terrible. But like, I just kind of feel like, it doesn't matter if you've been a long time fan since the old school days. Like Manny said, they're just going for whatever's selling now, whatever's popular now. So they're kind of shafting the old school fans. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have any of you seen the new Devastator? No.
Actually, I haven't. Not yet.
It's probably 4 times than the original one. But what they make up for in size, the quality's not there. I think the arms don't sit right. When you ratchet them and move them around to set up a figure. I think the quality on those too. But then you got toy lines like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles made by the same company since. Change the process a little bit and look just as good as today's ones look just as good as the old.
Yeah.
But that's that company's only focus. That's all they have is the turtles.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it time that Hasbro bows back and lets some little mom and pop company take over something like this? Yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, been time, a long time ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say there's a few
What I grew up in Ohio, and I still live there. And in Cincinnati, Ohio, we had the Kenner Toy Company and we had Hasbro Toy Company. They were just blocks apart. And I remember going down there because they would have big days for kids where you could go down. They would show you their new toy lines. You got free figures for showing up and stuff like that. And now that's all gone. And you could tell those people took pride in their work because you'd walk up to look at something on a table, and the person that designed it, the person that put it together, they're all standing at the same table because they were proud of their product. And they were telling you, I designed this. Well, I put it together in the factory. Well, I'm the guy that sits there and paints all the parts,
Mm-hmm.
And that world and this world's totally different. Everything's automated, and
No, everything now is rush, 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 rush. And what's new is get out there quick and get some more new stuff out there quick. Get the money.
and with Star Wars though, Hasbro's had a year and a half to make stock before the movie ever comes out, and we're getting shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know why we're getting shit though? Because they're holding off all the best stuff until after the movie comes out. That's all
Yeah.
that is. This is preview shit. You know? All this is just
I think right now the scalper's going to make out, but once that movie comes out, the market's going to get flooded and they're fucked.
Uh-huh.
So what do you guys think of that strategy that Hasbro is doing for the new Star Wars film, that they are, like, the more articulated figures are coming out later? You guys already know that. So right now it's the 5 points of articulation figures. What do you think of that strategy? You think it's a good one or no?
No, I think it's a shitty one. I think it's a shitty one. They're trying to get as much money as they can. Is what they're trying to do. You know, if they put out the 5-point articulated figures, a lot of people are, I guess you would say, in a hurry to get these figures. So they're rushing and buying all these 5-point articulated figures. Well, by the time these other figures come out, nobody's going to have any money. I already bought all this other shit that was already flooded, you know, it's already been flooding the market.
So are you just hanging back then, Manny, and waiting on the Black Series figures to come out?
Yep, I'm waiting on the new stuff. I've been kind of buying stuff here and there. I bought a couple figures this week, but those are older figures. They're not anything from what's out now. I refuse to buy 5-point articulated figures, man. I left that dinosaur shit back in my kid days, man. I'm not going back. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel about it, you know. I was talking to some collectors today on a Star Wars page on Facebook, and they're like, well, yeah, and a lot of them agreed that, hey, man, we're not going to buy this 5-point articulated stuff. If you don't mind, and if you like it, that's your thing. But, you know, I'm just going to wait till the good stuff comes out, you know.
I'm kind of in the same boat, but with me, it's like there's a couple of the figures I'd like to have in the 5 points because of the retro styling of that.
Yeah, I see that a lot. You know, like a
figure out there.
But I agree with both of you guys, but I think one thing that we can say is that, like, for example, Kylo Ren, he looks cool. Captain Phasma looks awesome, but at the same time, we don't really know anything about those characters. So it's like, do I want to buy those right now when I don't know anything about it? And what if the movie, you know, stinks? I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. I hope they're awesome, or I may not even like that character. You know, once after I watch the movie, I might like somebody else. So it's like,
you might not even put the character in for more than 5 minutes. You never know. You know, that's another thing. You know, honestly, these guys are worth the hype they're doing. You know.
Right, and they're presenting these figures out right now, and they're just like, it's almost like they're targeting people that are like the hardcore fans that are going to buy it anyway, and make them buy the stuff right now. And then, like you said, later on, after the film comes out, then they're going to bring out the better stuff, and they're going to make them buy that too. So it just feels like a kind of like maybe poor business practice in that sense.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's a shitty one.
It's like, you know, let's screw over the hardcore fans, you know.
Let's just suck up their dry. Is what it is. More like a parasite.
Exactly.
You know. Yeah, that's the way I feel about it, man.
Yeah, and I think the hardcore fans are the ones that should be rewarded the best, you know?
Yeah. And Hasbro's using the children as a scapegoat, too.
Yeah.
They're saying the reason they brought out the 5-point articulation figures was for the kids. That's a lie. We all know it's a lie.
That was actually Disney's. That was actually
really
Disney's call right there.
Is that what they said? They
Yep.
said that?
Disney's call was to bring out stuff and try to bring the newer generation into Star Wars. That's why they put up 5-point figures, you know.
Oh, okay. I thought it was, you know, for the old school fans, you know, because that's what we grew up with, you know. I thought.
I think it was a little of both, but I think Disney had something to say about it, and they were like, "Well, we want more kids into this because Disney's always been kid oriented, always. They've never like done anything for like adult collectors or anything like that. And I think that's why we started getting all this 5-point retro stuff, not because of Hasbro saying, "Oh, okay, let's do something for the older guys." No, Disney wanted them to do something for the kids. So they started putting all those 5-point figures. That's what happened. That's what happened there. That's why the Rebel series happened. Pretty much, they wanted to make it for the more of the kid.
Right.
Yeah, I think Disney has something to say about most of the stuff that Hasbro's doing since they own the rights to Star Wars anyway.
Well, look, I don't want to sound like I'm just bashing the company, but what if they had produced the more articulate, their best stuff, right? What if they produced that first? You know, saying this is the best, this is the stuff you want to buy, and we're going to bring this out early before the movie for the fans, and this is your chance to get it right now. You know, do you think that would have been a nicer tactic?
I don't think so. I think they should have just wait. The best thing would have been wait till the movie comes out, see how good it does first.
Okay.
I mean, that's usually how it went back in the old days. Yeah. Maybe release a preview figure or two, we'll just release this character. They did that for Attack of the Clones. I've seen that back in the 90s. What they did was they only released like 3 or 4 preview figures. That was it. They didn't release anything else. And they held that back until the movie came. And then when the movie came, that's when the flood of toys came. All the gimmicky stuff and then the bare articulated figures and everything like that all came out after the movie.
Right. So you think by having this stuff out right now, it's almost like an advertisement for the movie, you think?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We could go watch this movie and find out that Captain Phasma and Kylo Ren and Plank all die within the first 5 minutes.
yeah, it could happen. Yeah.
You think that ain't gonna piss people off? That happens.
Why do you think sometimes like a lot of those like Boba Fett type figures are in the movie for like a few seconds are so popular now as a figure?
Yeah, Boba Fett, like, he became super popular, but in the actual movie, I mean, he had very limited screen time, right?
Why do you think he got so popular? I mean, like now it's like they got where you can get a special version of Boba Fett or this version of Boba Fett. Why do you think Boba Fett?
Boba Fett was supposedly he was supposed to be a super trooper, and it boiled down to that whole rocket firing fiasco. When they were going to come out with the rocket firing Boba Fett, everybody was excited about that. But then, the kids choking on the other stuff that was out, like the Mattel stuff. And Kenner decided to go cold feet on that. But still, Boba Fett was supposed to be the super trooper of Star Wars. He was supposed to be the unbeatable one. That's what made him popular, I think, back in the 90s. Even though he got that little time, he's just so cool. He's supposed to be a super trooper. So.
Okay.
So is Captain Phasma the super trooper today?
From what I've been seeing about everybody wanting her, I think they're kind of trying to make her the super trooper, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, super trooper boobs. Yeah.
I think that, I was just about to say, I think she's kind of hot, man. Big old tall British lady, man. Yeah, that's one mountain I wouldn't mind climbing.
I just don't kill all the first 10 minutes. That's what I'm just saying.
What was it? Chris Rock said, "Give me 2.5 minutes, maybe, or 3.5 minutes, maybe 4."
Man, I thought this was going to be a wild show. We were pretty tame so far. We were pretty serious. Maybe way too serious.
Well, let's ask Overlord what he thinks. Hey, Overlord, man, you think you would take on Captain Phasma for
He's
me?
hiding.
I'm here. I'm fucking with shit. First F word in 4 minutes.
Oh man.
That's the show.
There's your answer right there. 30 seconds, it's done.
I got more screen time than Boba Fett. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That freaking Captain Phasma. It would be hilarious if she got more screen time as her than her father, but at the same time, freaking it would also be hilarious if she had just as much, you know? I'm kind of hoping that ain't the case because she seems like a main ass character for the damn movie, but
Yeah.
it was a frickin' Disney, so they like to
I
kill.
think the popularity of the figure right now is because it's a stormtrooper that's got metallic on it.
Silver. Yeah.
There's some-
And
So-
dude,
I know there's a lot of thing about this movie. It's got a lot of red and black in it.
Yeah, red and black definitely are the primary colors. You'll see it on both sides too, on the
Red and black.
and the First Order.
Well, is that a wrap, folks, or?
Are we done? Or we still got something on our chest?
Let's call it quits there, guys, and we'll pick
Okay.
it up again next week sometime.
Yeah.
okay.
So, everybody go ahead and plug your channels. Manny, you start her off, and we'll work down the line.
Alright, I'm MG Villain, MP478. I do modern Star Wars figure reviews. I do older modern Star Wars figure reviews. Stop by my channel, say hi.
All right, Overlord, let her rip.
Overlord Toy Reviews, and I'm constantly fighting a motherfucking demon from hell. So, god damn it. Ah, shit. Yeah, I do all sorts of shit, like fight demons from hell. Okay. Worst plug ever.
Hobby man, there you go, buddy.
I'm the hype man. I do toy reviews. I also do the diecast stuff, and you can also check me out on Instagram. I'll put a couple pictures up.
Volcanic.
Volcanic's Playground. Do all Star Wars, anything Star Wars. I usually try to do it. So.
Cool. Vampire.
Hello, this is Vampire, YouTube.com. Vampire, mostly martial arts, but try to make it a variety channel. And I've been trying to support Hasbro. I haven't given up on them yet because I grew up with so much of the Hasbro stuff. So, anyways.
Well, you're better than the rest of us.
Hey, brother. Don't make it stick in there.
And I am Nuts941, YouTube.com, about everything retro and all about the toys. Come check me out. And until next time, we will catch y'all later on Collector's Mayhem.
Adios.